Hey, what's going on, everybody? Bob here on another Tuesday in the movie vault, and I do want to start off saying this is the first Tuesday in a very long time that I have not. I didn't really go out and look for movies this week. I had already had a handful that I picked up. I don't know if it was last weekend or earlier in the week. Of last week, and I just have had them sitting here. There really wasn't anything out that came out today that I was really looking forward to. I know next week is Escape Plan, and I will probably pick that up. But this week was, to be honest, I don't even remember. I know it wasn't anything exciting that I was looking for. So all the movies that I picked up are movies that I actually picked up earlier, with the exception of one. I honestly just didn't feel like going out at all today, just under kind of a little run down today and stuff, not feeling too great, so I did have to go out a little bit. And while I was out at Walmart, I picked up one Blu-ray, and that's the first thing I'm going to talk about, and it's this movie, We Are What We Are. And to be honest, I'm not 100% sure about that. I did not see this one, but I remember reading a lot of good things about it. From what I understand, it's actually a little bit older. It might be from actually almost 2 years ago, but it just came out the end of last year here in the U.S., because if I'm not mistaken, it's not an American film, or it's really, you know what, I don't know a lot about it. I'm pretty sure that it's European. Regardless, though, it's supposed to be pretty good. It's a horror movie with apparently a shocking twist ending. Although, since the tagline of this movie is "The Parkers would love to have you for dinner," it's very apparent that they are cannibals. So I'm not sure what the twist is, but I do enjoy these kind of weird mind fuck kind of thriller horror movies and stuff. And if it's as good as everyone seems to think it is, and if the twist is good, then it'll definitely be worth a watch. So the rest of these movies I picked up, most of them are kids movies actually this week. It just happened to be that way with the VHS, and except for two, actually. I got two VHS tapes that are not kids movies. One of them isn't a movie at all. Kind of bought this as this one is more of as a joke. It's a video hypnosis. It's Love and Believe in Yourself by a man named Dick Sudfin, who's apparently, he started the self-help hypnosis tape movement in the late 70s. And this is one of those, and we just saw this and was like, all right, we definitely have to check that out and see. And we haven't put it in yet, but it looks kind of funny. Just the whole premise of like hypnotizing yourself with a videotape. It was funny to me, so we had to grab that. And then the one other kids movie that I picked up was Cyborg with Van Damme. And this one, I picked this up actually. I had never seen this one, but it was funny because I was actually just reading an article online about movies, and one of the things they talked about was Cyborg, because the movie He-Man and the Masters of the Universe was a movie that came out, had I'm pretty sure it's Dolph Lundgren in that. But regardless, that movie was such a bomb. But it was supposed to be a series of movies, and so they had all these sets built and everything for a sequel and for other things, and that ended up not working out, and they went on to make Cyborg instead. So a lot of the sets and basically the script for that movie became Cyborg. They just changed it up a little bit, I guess, and it became this. And I've never seen this, but I do enjoy some good Van Damme and action movies and stuff. So that's why I grabbed that one, and we'll see. This is one of the ones that didn't appeal to me a lot because it's a sci-fi kind of one too, and I do enjoy some sci-fi movies. I just watched RoboCop again recently because my girlfriend hadn't seen it in a million years, and I hadn't watched it in years. And I guess I don't have a problem with that kind of a movie. So if that's what Cyborg falls into, where it's like the sci-fi but violent action movie, then it'll be okay. And then the rest of these movies that I picked up were kids movies. So one of them, a couple of them I haven't seen, including this one. This is actually one of the only Ernest movies I have not seen, and that is Slam Dunk Ernest. this one I picked up because one, I've never seen it, and two, it's a screener tape, a demo tape for retailers and stuff. And you guys know I like to collect those, so I thought that was kind of funny. On the back, it talks about how it has high scoring star power, including Ernest and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. As if either of those are A-list names, and basically the whole selling point of this is not really this movie specifically, but Ernest in general and Ernest movies, and how they've earned, all of the Ernest movies together have earned a combined total of over $92 million at the box office, which I suppose when these movies were coming out was a big deal, but $92 million is what most movies do in a weekend. Even a bomb can do $92 million. So, and we're talking about several movies over time here, but I do enjoy these screener tapes and stuff. So, and I enjoy Ernest movies. Ernest Scared Stupid, especially. That's my favorite one. That's a staple of Halloween time around here, in my family and stuff. And we always give that a watch. Ernest, Slam Dunk Ernest. I guess that can be a staple of basketball season. I don't know. We'll give it a watch and see. And the other one that I haven't seen or maybe have not seen, and this was one my girlfriend had grabbed right as we were walking out. She's like, I'm not sure if I've seen that one either. And that is The Secret Garden. And I don't know, like I said, I don't remember if I've seen this at all. I mean, I know it sounds familiar. The movie sounds familiar, but when I was reading the plot, I was like, I don't know if I ever actually saw this, or if it's just one I remember seeing around, or like when I worked in the video store and stuff. But we've been on a kid kick lately when it comes to movies and stuff. Actually, we were thinking of watching a couple of kids' movies later. She wants to watch, my girlfriend wants to watch Howl's Moving Castle, which I've never seen, and we were talking the other day about wanting to watch Hook, and the reason that Hook came up is because we were watching another kids' movie, and that was Heavyweights. And we were watching this the other night, which you might have noticed if you're a fan of us fan of me on Facebook, of this channel on Facebook. I posted I was watching this movie, and it was funny because we were trying to remember if one of the kids in this was in Hook, and it just randomly came up, and so we were talking about Hook and stuff. I'm probably going to watch that maybe even later tonight, but. Heavyweights I hadn't seen in forever, and it was funny because actually when I was searching for the picture for this to post on Facebook, I did get a bunch of this exact same cover, but I also found a bunch of pictures of the Blu-ray release that came out. I don't know if it was the beginning of last year of 2013 or the end of 2012, but within the last year or 2 years. And Ben Stiller is like huge and prominent on the cover. They basically took this image, shrunk it way down into the corner, and then put a big thing of Ben Stiller on the front. And what's really funny is, Ben Stiller is not mentioned anywhere on this at all. Not in the, he's not on the cover. There's not even a little picture on the back, and none of that. And it doesn't really surprise me because he wasn't, he wasn't famous really when this movie came out. But it does kind of surprise me because he's the main, villain in this movie. The whole movie is based around him running this camp and the kids taking it over and stuff. So it is his a main star in it. I'm surprised he's not listed on here at all. And I did not realize that this movie was produced and written by Judd Apatow, who of course went on to do a million other teen comedies and stuff. And this movie is a little bit dirtier than. It was a little bit dirtier, and actually I hadn't noticed this, but this movie is only PG, but when you're watching it, there's a lot of stuff that is clearly dubbed, several times where they say, shit, which is dubbed, and you can see it dubbed over, or sucks, and it's dubbed over to stinks, and you can just tell, and then there was one scene that we could not figure out what they were saying, but there's a whole Seymour Butts joke reference, and Ben Stiller was like, "Who's Seymour Butts? Who's Seymour Butts?" And then they're laughing at him or whatever, and the whole thing was dubbed over, and couldn't figure out why, what would have been said there originally. And I went online and did some digging, and it wasn't even on IMDb, and I was kind of surprised it wasn't in the trivia. And apparently the original lines that they were given, and it was given by this kid right here. He's in the Mighty Ducks. As Goldberg. I'm not sure what the actor's name is, but he's the one talking. And apparently, originally, he says to Ben Stiller, he says, Peter Fitz, and Ben Stiller's like, Peter Fitz. I want to, who's Peter Fitz? I want to know who's Peter Fitz. And he says, anybody's Peter Fitz. if you push hard enough, which I think is a hilarious joke. I think it would have gone over the heads of pretty much every child who watched the movie in the first place. But Disney, because of course it's a Disney film, said no, no way on that joke, and they tamed it down and they dubbed it. And it went from, apparently the original cut of this movie was PG-13, and now you get some live action PG-13 Disney movies, but at that time most of them were PG, so they pushed that and went right to the PG rating, and they dubbed it all over. But it's funny, if you watch this movie, you'll notice for sure, especially now if you watch it, you'll see it's all edited over, by dubbing and stuff. But enough about that movie, so moving right along, there's two other movies here that I grabbed, the last couple here, and the first one is The Rocketeer. I have not seen this movie since it was theatrical. I remember really liking it at the time. I mean, I don't know how good it is, as an adult. I don't know if it was just fun because it was it was like a superhero-y type movie, but it's set, during... during World War II, basically, and it has Timothy Dalton in it as a big shot, Hollywood actor, but he's secretly, a Nazi spy, and the main character here, who I'm not sure that actor's name. I guess it must be Bill Campbell because he's top billed. He finds this, he's a test pilot, and he finds this rocket pack, and he becomes kind of like a superhero and stuff, and the Nazis want to steal the rocket pack. And I remember it being a pretty decent movie, and I haven't seen it in a long time, but Siskel and Ebert apparently gave it 2 thumbs up, before they died, so maybe. It's probably good. I remember it being okay, so it's probably something decent. And apparently it has Alan Arkin in it, which, and Alan Arkin is actually in the movie I watched last night, Grudge Match, and that's the movie be doing a review of this week, so you should probably check out that video. That'll probably go up. I don't know if that video will go up today, Tuesday, or if I'll push it out for the weekend, but I watched that movie Grudge Match, and it has Alan Arkin, of course, De Niro, Stallone, and I'm going to be doing a review of that as my first official review movie, so be on the lookout for that too. But anyway, and then the last movie that I got, another screener tape, another kids movie, and that is Good Burger. And the only reason I bought this Good Burger tape is because it was a screener tape, and because I'm really, really hoping that it has at the beginning of Good Burger, when you saw it theatrically, there was another sketch from all that. It was these action figures, and it was all stop motion, and I'm blanking right now on the name of the sketch. It'll come to me at some point in time, but the beginning of this movie, when you saw it theatrically, they had this whole little skit, and it was fun, and it had Kiss action figures, and that's the only reason I bought this. I'm kind of hoping it's on there. I don't think it will be, but regardless, this was not a very good movie in the first place, and I'm sure they must have been high as shit the whole time they were making this, but at any rate, Good Burger, it was a Nickelodeon sketch based on all that. I guess that Nickelodeon thought that they could take what SNL was doing and making movies out of their sketches and make a movie out of a sketch on their Scotch comedy, and didn't work out. But so anyway, guys, that's the movies for this week. I guess I rambled on a little long considering how many movies I got, but that's why you're here watching anyway in the first place, I guess. So anyway, like I said, keep an eye out for my my next video, which is going to be a review video. I'm doing a review of the movie Grudge Match, and so stay tuned for that at some point, either later today or later this week, towards the weekend. But anyway, either that, or I will see you guys next Tuesday for my normal updates. All right, have a great weekend.